So this problem is interesting. Like at one point of time, I was thinking like you cannot solve this with a sliding method. Okay, so it is interesting problem. Let's look at this. You are given an integer array nums and an integer k. For any subarray nums L to R, define its cost as the maximum of that subarray minus the minimum of that subarray multiplied by the length of the subarray. Now you need to return an integer denoting the number of subarrays of nums whose cost is less than or equals to the k. Okay, alright. So if you are getting a problem where you have an array consisting of several elements and a subarray, this cost will be equals to the max element minus minimum element into the length. And you are said that the cost must be strictly less than equals to k. Okay, so cost is should be less than equals to k. So you have to check all the subarrays which satisfy this equation. Okay, just tell me one thing. Okay, I am asking you one single thing. Take an example like this subarray, whose maximum is here and minimum is here, and its length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so length is 7. Now I am saying that this subarray's cost is strictly less than k. Okay? So I'm taking cost which is less than equals to k. For this particular subarray, if this is true, tell me, if I reduce its length by 1, will it be still true? Yes, because my cost function was maximum minus minimum multiply by length. Okay, so if I decrease my length, the cost will also decrease. And if cost is decreasing and it should be less than k, so it always satisfy my condition. Correct? Alright. Okay, so length decreasing is good for me, but what if my maximum element got removed from the, you know, maximum element got removed from the subarray and the minimum element got removed from the subarray? Let's look at that also. Okay. Imagine I decrease it again. Okay, now max element has been removed. So just use your common sense and think like this. If this was a max element, every other element will be less than this maximum element in the subarray or equals to. It may be possible that a similar element was there, but every element will be less than or equals to this maximum element. Yes or no? So if my max will be removed, a new max will occur, which will be this, maybe it might be this. So this max 2 will always be less than or equals to max 1 or max, my original max. So if it is less than, so this again means that my maximum is getting decreased. So again, look at the cost function. If max will decrease, the cost will also decrease. Yes or no? Yeah, it will decrease because then summation will decrease. The difference will decrease and difference will decrease, then cost will decrease. So they are directly proportional. All right. Okay, so max is good, length is good. If length decrease, then it's also good. What about minimum? Anirudh, if I decrease my minimum element, then a maximum element will come, right? Look, if I just take this example, like if I decreased it again, so my minimum will get removed. Again, look at the common sense. If minimum element was removed from the subarray, which means a new minimum will occur. And why this minimum was not original minimum? Because it is larger than minimum. So I can tell that min2 will always be either larger or is equals to your minimum element. That's why it was not a original minimum. Correct? So if it is larger, then look, if my minimum here has a negative sign and it gets increased, then this total difference will get decreased. And if this get decreased, it is directly proportional to cost, then cost will also decrease. Okay, so whatever I do, if my subarray, if I got any subarray from say L to R, and this satisfy my this condition is less than equals to k, then it is always possible that all the subarray which can be made between L and R will also satisfy the condition. So what will the count then? I can say I can increase my count by the size of the window, as we always do. So I got to know that if I get a summary, I will increase my count by size of the window. Okay. Now, can I do a sliding window approach on this? Because I am asked for less than equals to thing. And if I get something which is like if I got my cost greater than k, I will shrink my window. Correct. So I got the idea. Okay. So what is the variable type sliding windows template? Okay. Variable sliding window template. So it's look like you make your start, you make your end, and you make your answer or count whatever. Let's make a count here. So I make a count. Now what you do? You do while your end is less than your length of the array. Then you do first grow operation, then you do shrink operation, then you do answer update, and then you do your end plus plus. Okay. So this is the template code. Okay, I got the shrink condition, which was if while my cost is greater than k, I will do shrinking. I answer update condition. It is also clear. My count will be is equals to the length of the survey, which is r minus l plus 1. Okay, so this is clear, and this is always clear. How will you grow? How will you grow now? Because I have to maintain a maximum element and minimum element at each point of time. How will you grow? Here you have two ideas which you can do. You can use an ordered map. So when you make a map which is ordered like map of int comma int, this is ordered map. So the first key of this map and the last key of this map, it will say it is minimum and it is the maximum element. Yes, you can do that. This will help you to keep track of all the elements inside your window, and also minimum and maximum can be found in log. Can be found in logarithmic of n. Okay. So either you can do this approach which I have done, or there is one more approach which is sliding window maximums approach, making two DQs. Okay. So you can make a DQ, two DQ, which will be one will be min DQ and the second one will be maximum DQ. And you know the sliding window approach, right? So how you do this? You make min and maximum and choose any point. Like if I choose last point, then I will store all the minimums here and all the rest here for minimum DQ. So this is min DQ. Okay. Same. Choose any point in max DQ. I am choosing this one. My choice. I can choose anyone. Okay. So I will make all the maximums here and the rest of the values here. So this will be my max DQ. Whatever you want, like if you want to keep on all the front, most people do on all front. I also do all fronts. So make your minimum here, rest here, minimum here, rest here, then maximum here, rest here. It's all up to you how you want to implement this certain DQ. Okay. Then you can always get whatever minimum and maximum in big of one. So it is faster than map, but map is like more intuitive when it comes to solving. DQ, you don't get an idea directly like it's DQ. Oh, I can do this. But if you have solved a lot of sliding window problems which works on DQ, you can just directly implement it. Okay, it's not quite very hard to implement. Okay, so I now know my grow condition. Okay, I'm going with the map. You have a work which you have to do. You will implement it using a DQ. I am implementing it using a map and show you how the sliding window will work. Okay, so I now have my grow condition also, which will be map of your value ARR of end with n plus plus. Okay, so this will be my map. So let's look at the code now. Because all the template is clear, I will just implement all the values in that. So this is my code. I made all the LLs because I'm not writing long again and again because it was asking long. So I made all LLs. Now you make a count as 0, which I've told you that it is the template code. So start, end, and count are made. Then you made a map because I made a ordered map, as you can see. So the map begin will contain my minimum key and map r begin will contain my maximum key. Okay, as you can see, this is my template code and I will explain you step by step. So first what we do grow operation. So this is the grow operation. Okay, I've grown my window. The second thing, what is it? Shrinking. So in shrink operation, when until start is less than equals to end, you take out max, you take out min. How I'm taking out max? As you can see, max is the last uh, what you can say last key of the map. Okay, so I take out the last key and call it as max. I take out the first key and call it as minimum. Then cost will be maximum minus minimum into the length of the subarray. If your cost is greater than k, which means you have to shrink. Now you will shrink. How? Your map of nums start will be decreased, and if it gets 0, then you have to erase that value. You know about this stuff, okay? And increment your start pointer. Else, if you got some valid, your valid, what do we say? A valid subarray, or valid subarray which has cost less than equals to k, so you break out. Okay, so this is your shrinking condition. As you can see, it's quite easy. Nothing we have done like very strong thing or something like that. It's easy. Third condition is answer update. Okay, so as you can see, this is answer update, and last is n plus plus, which we all do. Okay, so this is n plus plus, and just return your count. So this is the key idea of this problem. As you can see, I have done using a map. It's working like it's taking a lot of time complexity because of this searching, and it takes logarithmic time every single time. So to optimize it, use a DQ, two DQs, one for max and one for min. Then this grow condition will change. You know how you grow the window using a DQ. So I hope you will implement it on your own. So that's all for this code. I hope you were able to understand. It's easy if you know the basics of sliding window and the key idea which we have discussed right here about the decrement of maximum, minimum, and length. How will it affect the cost? Okay.